I think and we had very in-depth discussions with all the heads of state and government, where you had several of them actually recognizing that there is a role to be played by everybody in bringing members of the European Parliament on board to build majorities that are needed. There is also a recognition of the fact that this is a democratically elected institution with 720 individuals, and that as all heads of state and government understand, parliaments depend on building of majorities. With the difference is that we don't have government majorities here, which means that any prime minister would be able to drive through his or her agenda without having to build majorities on every single file. Ever since the first meeting I had upon election last year, this was my point, that I asked the prime ministers around the table that I would need also their help to make sure that the members of the European Parliament of the country that they represent actually mirror the agenda that they are united about. So I went through file by file. I told them where we did well. So on agriculture, we managed to get through quite easily. On the defense, we are moving very quickly. On uncoupling from Russian oil and gas, very smoothly, even more smoothly than here. I mentioned upcoming files, but I also told them that the very tight vote yesterday, and this is something I spoke to Chancellor Merz about for a long time as we went into the details, is the easiest one. And that means we will need to work very hard on migration, on the fleet of omnibuses that are coming our way that will touch across a broad range that perhaps will be ideological. So it's not about maturity. If anything, it's about pragmatism. So how do we turn that 9-vote difference yesterday into a majority in 2.5 weeks' time? I think this will require amendments. This will require a close negotiation between the groups that want to be fully on board. And I can tell you I was very encouraged by the prime ministers who said that they will, especially because those who had spoken to their members delivered the votes yesterday, that they will bring larger numbers in support of important files. Now, what does this mean for this mandate? It means that we all need to work closer together. And what was also recognized is the close work that we have at head of institution levels, so between myself, President Costa and President von der Leyen, because if we go coordinated, understanding that we come from different positions, but that if we are not entrenched in our positions, because we could come with lists of what's stuck in the Council and what's stuck in the Parliament, is that where we can find a landing zone. And I'm convinced that landing zones can always be found if there is goodwill. And I can tell you that both with the Danish presidency, and I have no doubt with the Cypriot and Lithuanian incoming presidencies, we will manage.